press it, and you're watching an exclusive interview on COMA Music Magazine.
So the last time you teamed up with TKK was back in '95. How is this tour compared to the one back then?
We got older, wiser, and I think that we even more appreciate the fact that it's like a very big success, you know, because every concert we played, there was like lots of people who turned up. I was really surprised that there were so many youngsters also coming to the shows, because I was almost sure that there was going to be like all the die-hard fans, that they were going to come to the venue. But there's a lot of younger people, and that's something that really that I really like. And yeah, touring with TKK, it was at that moment it was always fun. We had a very good relationship between two bands, and it's still like that, you know. It's like it doesn't look like it's 15 years ago to me. It's like yesterday.
Yeah, and you know, with it being so long since you toured last, I've seen you sold out quite a few shows. Did that surprise you?
It surprised me, you know. But the reason why I'm here is that I'm going to do New York's Westall in fall, and I'm not the one who can write music on command, so I have to be ready in my head. And there was a lot of stuff that I still needed to do in Europe, because I wanted to work with the Royal Ballet, I wanted to work with the Philharmonic Orchestra, like all these crazy creative things. And I needed to have this first out of my system, so I could go into the studio with a clear head. And but then the only thing I needed was like to get back into the States, doing the concerts, talking to the fans, you know, and so to get prepared to go into the studio, and that's exactly what I'm doing now.
So you got to do some crazy stuff to get it out of your system, so you can calm down and work with the ballet and whatnot, right?
Yeah, I did all that stuff like the last couple of years, and it was so much fun on a creative way. It was very liberating, because I really wanted to do it. But now I'm fully focused on writing a new Lords of Acid album, and if I would have done it like 2 years ago, it wouldn't be the same. Like now I feel that I'm ready. And I'm 100% sure that I'm gonna be able to write a very, very good Lords of Acid album, and that's what we need.
Right. Okay. Now, going back to the original topic of touring with TKK, what was it about the previous tour that made you want to tour with them again?
The thing was that we changed management in the States, and our new manager, he said that like for him, like the best memory he had was like back in '94 or '95 when he saw the first Ecstasy Ball, and it was his wildest dream to bring it back alive, you know. So, and for me it was the right moment to do it. So I was ready to come on tour, and so that's in fact that's the reason why we're here with TKK.
Right. Yeah. So the idea was actually brought up from your management.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Cool. Now I saw a video of you performing Pussy in San Francisco, and you had quite a few people that got up on stage with you. Has that happened quite a lot in the tour? Have the fans been really wanting to get in on the show with you? Yeah,
it's always been like that, and it's still the same, you know. It's especially on some songs like Pussy or Spank My Booty. These are like the more funny stuff, and that's when people want to be with us on stage, and I like it because it's I don't want to be a band who is like who are not down to earth, you know. We need to have a contact with the fans. If they can join us on stage at certain moments, please do. You know, it's like it keeps me really focused and on the edge, you know, of what's happening, because I'm talking to the fans, and then I know exactly what they think about the music, what they're listening to, what they expect from a new album. So I need that.
Okay. Now you had said that you get inspiration from the crowds when you tour. What sort of ideas and themes have you come up with from this tour that you might use on the album?
It's not that I have themes, but the thing is that I'm someone who always works very visually. So there's a picture that needs to be there before I start working on a new album. And it's forming, you know. It's like there's still a couple of holes that need to be filled, you know, in my head. But it's like I almost have the complete picture, and then when I have that picture, then I can start writing, because it's not that I see songs, but I see an atmosphere. It's like with Forstugger, I saw like these more heavy guitars coming in, you know, and now it's forming in my head, but I cannot tell you yet because it's not there yet.
Okay.
But I feel that it's going to be there soon. Now I'm going to go back to Europe, and we're going to headline some festivals back in Europe with my solo project, Praga, and right after that I'm going to go back into the studio to do just Lord Sebastian.
Okay. Now, judging from the current lineup, it seems like the new album may have a more like industrial metal feel. Do you think that might happen, or do you want to keep it more dance oriented? Or
that may happen, but the thing is that dance music, to me, like industrial music, is also dance music.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like new wave music, it's also dance music, because most of the people think dance music, okay, they think techno or disco,
right.
But you know, new wave music, when you listen to The Cure and Echo and the Bunnymen and all that stuff, it was also dance music,
right.
Or Depeche Mode, whatever. So it's got, I don't know yet, but I'm sure that it's going to be like a little bit more industrial, maybe with because I've been also going out. Like after when we did the concert, okay, after party, blah blah blah. So I heard a lot of new wave. That they were playing a lot of new wave in the clubs.
Right.
And so I think that's maybe it's gonna be like a mixture between industrial, new wave, metal, like a very nice new sound, you know. Because that's what we did with Voodoo. We came up with something completely different, you know. Like it was techno, but it was always also guitars, you know. And,
right.
So I think that it's musically it's forming in my head. And
so it'll be in traditional Lords of Acid fashion. It'll be something that defies, you know, being categorized in one specific genre.
Yeah, that's true. But the overall sauce is going to be, of course, the tongue-in-cheek sex humor thing, you know, because that it's like we've done it for so many years, and we never had a problem with it, because there's a lot of bands who try to copy us, but then they take it too far, and then they cannot play in front of all ages on it. But as long as you keep the humor like in there, and then it's really working very, very well.
Okay. Now, as you said, you're going to be going back over to Europe, but you've also said that, you know, the when you're in the recording process, the rest of the band is going to be, you know, back here, and you're going to be pretty much recording the album across the ocean. Now, obviously, that's going to be a lot easier now with internet speeds being what they are, transfer files and whatnot. Is that something you've ever tried to accomplish before, or is this all going to be new for you?
Well, we did it before, because when you do remixes, it's also like that. You send it over on SoundCloud or whatever.
Right.
And now in nowadays technology and nowadays possibilities, it's so much more easy. Because I remember that I was like back in, let's say 94, 95, when we were working on Virtuosity and Strange Days and all these movies. I was like, okay, you know, you had to send like a master to the States, then you had to listen to it, and then to give like this feedback. But now it's all so much more easy. And the thing is, I really like the new band. I really like their approach, because they asked me, what do you want us to play? You know, because do you want us to copy what your former band members were doing, or can we make it our own? And I said to them, yeah, the more you can make it your own, the more it's going to be special, and the more it's going to be like new, you know, also to the fans. Now what we're doing now is a sort of a kind of a stripped rock and roll version of Lord Sebastian songs, but people love it. People love it, and it has also to do with the fact that I have these musicians like Sinna and Merv and Kurt, you know, and also Lacey. There's a lot of people who told me. Lacey, she was in this soap thing or whatever, or the reality TV. But first of all, I don't have that TV program in Europe, and the only thing that I had to judge Lacey was concert, like concert footage from Big Face, and what I was seeing on YouTube, I really loved it, and so it took her a couple of concerts to get in there, but not, like the third or the fourth concert, we were like, and it was growing like every evening. It's getting better.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen her. I saw her with Pigface. I've been a fan of hers for a lot of years. Her previous band Nocturne, I think she's pretty much done with them. But so you know, I've seen her, and she just has that personality. She has the right personality.
That's right.
To front Lords of Acid.
Yeah, and it's always like that. People always judge, you know. It's like, okay, so you did that, so you cannot do that anymore.
Right.
That's not what Lords of Acid is all about. Lords of Acid is, okay, we did Marijuana in Your Brain, you know, it was reggae, we did drum and bass with Voodoo. It's like, there are no limits, and because when you make limits, then you also make limits to your approach that you're gonna artistic approach. You know?
Right.
Then okay, I cannot do this or I cannot do that, so I want to keep it all open. We can do whatever we want, you know.
I think that's how it should be. I mean, you shouldn't. If you start one way, that shouldn't be where you have to stay. You shouldn't. There's bands that I've come across that, you know, they just let their fans dictate what they sound like. I think the band should do what they want to do, what's going to make them happy. And you know, if these fans don't like it, big deal. They'll have other fans that will, right?
The real fans, they follow the artist, you know. And a good example is Tom York, Radiohead, you know. It's so different what Tom York is doing from Radiohead material, but it's great, you know. It's good, and he's experimenting with dance music and all kind of programs, you know, that he's using. But when you're a real fan and you're interested in what is he gonna do, you know, what's the next step that he's gonna take, and that's a good thing that he's taking that next step. He doesn't play it on safe, you know. It's like he's always trying to take it to. It's always an adventure, you know.
Right.
And that's what makes it really good.
Okay. That's about all I got for you. You got anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, the thing is that that we're gonna come back next year with a new album, with a new tour. I don't know who we are gonna be touring with, like the other bands. So we will see. But I'm really looking forward to it. You know, it took me 8 years to get back to the States, and I really apologize that it took me this long. But I'm more ready than ever, and I promise you guys that I will make an amazing album. I can tell you that.